I think a lot of people know what's coming, right? It's with a really bittersweet feeling that this is going to be my last time up on the stage. The past 8 years up here have been the most amazing journey of my life, and I wouldn't change a thing.
Chris the King Bumstead cinched his 6th consecutive win in classic physique bodybuilding, and at the same time announced his retirement from competing, choosing to step back from competing to focus on his long-term health and family and friends. As he is retiring from classic physique bodybuilding, we asked ourselves, what would it look like to transition from such high-intensity competition and training into a more longevity-focused lifestyle? So if Chris were to come in here, and highly unlikely, but Chris, you are welcome to stop by Regenics whenever you want. The first things we might do is kind of give a complete history of what may have occurred in the past, including what supplements you have used, your past training injuries, and if any other medical issues you've dealt with during that time to get a full picture of what we might be trying to improve upon. So say, for example, there are injuries that we do have to work around. I will be the first to say that no, we should not be doing complete rest unless it was something catastrophic and we needed to assess further. But for most concurrent or past injuries that may be nagging and whatnot, generally it comes down to understanding load management, and as well as finding body positions and even positions of certain exercises that may either work around the injury or may create different stressors that don't overuse that specific part of the body. A good example would be knee pain. And so for a lot of patients, maybe something like full squats with a barbell may not be necessarily right for them, despite it being an excellent exercise for maintaining strength and stability. We may have to transition to other ones that may be just a little bit more friendlier and less aggravating for their symptoms, such as knee pain. So some things we may consider are like Smith machine squats, lunges, and avoiding certain machines that actually may cause the pain to be worse, like hack squats. At the end of the day, it's not about stopping exercise, but rather figuring out what may fit the picture best while allowing them to continue maintaining their strength and athleticism. The second aspect then, of course, based on the issues that we discuss, probably would focus on the main things I already focus on here, which would be cardiovascular health. Given the intensity of the training that you've undergone, the stressors of dieting and bulking, there probably would be some markers that would be abnormal that we can probably fix on. Although our clinic is also focused on the muscle and sarcopenic aspects of health and longevity, most likely that will not be Chris's issue, given that he is walking around 260 pounds in the off season. I believe sometimes he's gotten up higher. And so that will not be a focus. With that said, though, the other aspect we may consider as we're discussing what our long-term goals would be to probably try and maintain some of that high-quality muscle that he has spent time building. The top 3 health issues that we would probably expect to see with most athletes, even though they may seem kind of contradictory that a high-performing athlete may have other health issues. The first one we would be looking at is old musculoskeletal injuries. High-performing athletes need to perform at high levels, but that does not necessarily mean what's healthiest for your joints and muscles and tendons. Athletes that have been performing at high levels for long periods of time also may sometimes have issues that you cannot see, which is mental health issues as they've struggled through probably times of isolation, depression, stress from competing, and those will be other things that are tied in with longevity as well, because mental health is as much of a big picture as is physical health. And lastly, some athletes, despite their high-achieving performance, may not necessarily have the healthiest lifestyles to begin with. And even with bodybuilding, even though they're cutting down body fat down to the single digits, sometimes food choices is more of a functional choice rather than a health-focused choice. We always make fun of chicken, rice, and broccoli being the typical cutting diet, but if that's all you ate, you're probably missing on some key micronutrients and other factors that may, again, improve longevity. So yeah, those would be the top 3 things that I probably would look into first for such an athlete. My guarantee is that I would never tell you to stop doing something that you love. My goal is to help you improve, adapt, and overcome whatever issues may be in your way to allowing you to do the things that you love. So for anybody that's experienced these things and would like a physician that understands what it's like to be an athlete and has gone through that, and as well as has put time into the gym, contact me here at our clinic and we'll be happy to help out.